We're now well into day 2 of the 2014 USAFL Nationals Tournament, and the Los Angeles Dragons come into the day breathing fire and looking toward their next opponent, which is, on this day, the Nashville Kangaroos. We'll bring you that game, as well as a mixed squad women's match featuring the ladies from Calgary, Columbus, Minnesota, and Boston. It's another Aussie Rules doubleheader coming up next as Stateside Footy goes to the Nationals. We're on location at the Darree Soccer Complex in Dublin, Ohio, the site of the 2014 United States-Australian Football League Nationals Tournament. And we're here to bring you another edition of Stateside Footy, the program that puts the spotlight on Aussie Rules Football as it's played right here in the United States. Alongside camera person Stacey Robert, I'm Bill Robert, and today we have 2 more tussles on tap for you. First off, we'll be featuring a team that we've seen already in this tournament, the Los Angeles Dragons. They'll go into action against a team we haven't seen since our inaugural episode back in 2010, the Nashville Kangaroos. Those 2 teams will face off in a Division II match to open up the show today. We'll follow that up with another match from the women's division, as the Calgary Kookaburras, which are one of the few women's clubs able to field an entire 18-player side, will face the mixed Frozen Gila Demons side. Of course, that's an amalgam of a number of teams, basically players from Columbus, Minnesota, and Boston. After the break, we'll get underway and bring you the match between the Los Angeles Dragons and the Nashville Kangaroos. You can catch all the action right here as Stateside Footy goes to the Nationals. Getting set for another game here as we continue with Stateside Footy. And right now we have one of the long-standing clubs in the U.S.A. and one of the newer clubs, a long-standing club, obviously, the Nashville Kangaroos. Long-standing club, too, in Stateside Footy lore. It is the first time we ever went out to shoot games back in 2010. The Kangas were one of the teams that came to town that day. And the L.A. Dragons are here. They're one of the newest teams. They've only been on the scene really since 2011. But already they have been quite impressive and actually made it, I believe, all the way to the final last year, where they were beaten by this year's hometown team, the Columbus Jackaroos. The whistle goes off, the ball goes up, and we are ready for some footy. Hit out of the ruck, and it looks like first to move with it there might be Kangaroos, but player gets the ball and then is immediately hauled down. And it'll be balled up, hit out of the ruck, and looks like LA will take it now. They'll try and push it ahead. Bunch of players go to ground. And we've got another whistle very quick, another stoppage in play. And it looks like they will ball it up once again. As we said for the last game, still a ball a little slick here with all the dew and condensation on the ground. So it goes up right now and then is hit out. And it goes along the ground, is hit now. Hang on. Yeah. Goes up now and tapped off. Oh, player goes down for it, gets hit. And LA moving with it. That player hauled down too. Nice tackle there. I believe that was, let's see, kick by LA though. And let's see. That one went right through for a point. A behind for the Dragons, and they start the scoring. So right now we've got LA at 1-1. Nashville so far no score. Yeah. Where are we? Dragons have the ball, okay. Huh? Oh yeah, actually right here is good. Yeah. And the free kick now for LA. Put through, and that looks like a goal. And indeed it is, so right away, LA with two quick scores, a major and a minor, and they lead 1-1-7. And right now Nashville has yet to see their end of the ground. And they're bringing the ball back up to center. USAFL Nationals action. LA right now versus Nashville. And the ball goes up again and tipped out. Once again, the clearance looks like going to LA, but the player wrapped up really quickly. And in on the tackle there, we've got David Wilson of Nashville, a few others. And actually, a free kick will be given to Nashville. Free kick going to number 32. That's Jake Ridings. And he'll kick it ahead now. Looking for a target, not getting it though. It bounces off of a Dragon hands. And they try and move it back now. LA, mark taken. Here come the Dragons once again, moving it up the ground. And they just kick it right up the corner, looking for a couple of targets. Bounces through everyone as a couple of the players collide. Race for it now. It'll be picked up by the Dragons. Big kick in toward the sticks. Player lining up under it, and he will mark it right in front for the LA Dragons, and he'll kick it. He'll get a little bit of a centering ball there. The original mark taken there by number 20, that is Robert Chisholm. But then the kick going through for a goal. And so that's another major score. That'll bring the score up to 2 goals, 1 behind, 13 points for the Los Angeles Dragons. Nashville obviously still yet to score as they kick the ball back up to center and get ready to toss it up for grabs once again. You're watching Los Angeles versus Nashville tournament footy right here on Stateside Footy. Thanks for tuning in today, and thanks to all the people who are tuning in too live on the web at USAFL.com. And the umpire brings it to the center. Up it goes, and the Rucks will go at it again. Hit out to no clear advantage yet. It looks like there's a bit of a maul there along the ground. The ball does come out though, and for the moment at least it's staying around the middle of the ground. Nashville trying to move it forward. And it comes out, and Spoiled goes to ground and kicked toward the Nashville end. Actually, the first time the ball has been in the Nashville end for a significant portion of time. It goes back up in the air now. It goes to ground. A bunch of players going after it there. Another player tries to pick it up. He's grabbed. And it's just a rolling ball, but the ball's still coming loose. Player goes to ground there. And looks like we'll have a free kick there. Actually, kick comes out, and it's marked. Oh, actually, he couldn't get it. But Los Angeles trying to move with it now. Here come the Kangaroos with it, kicking back, and ball just hits the ground. Battle for the rolling ball. Kangaroos trying to work it through. Trying to get some points on the board to battle this Los Angeles lead. 13-0 right now in favor of the Dragons as they try and bring it back now. And the kick comes back toward the Dragons' end of the field, and marking attempt is spoiled here. First one there is a Kangaroo, but the Dragons get some fight in there as well. They'll pick it up, and they'll get tossed off, and it's going to be pinged there. That's a throw. So it'll be a free kick. And pinged for a throw there was an LA player, which means that kick comes out there, kick taken by Justin Davis, but then intercept marked by LA, and they'll kick it back in now. They line up a target, and it's marked by Chris Salvatore. Salvatore with the ball now, and he will kick it over, looking for and getting his target there. And once again, that's Robert Chisholm. He's taken a couple of marks already. And right now, LA staked to a 13-point lead, 2-1-13, to so far nothing for Nashville. And now Chisholm will run it up. Kick toward the sticks. It's got the height. Has it got the aim? That's just going to be a point. But once again, LA adding to that lead. The behind scored there by Robert Chisholm, number 20. And right now, LA leads 2-2-14. Kangaroos yet to score as they take the kick in from their own back goal square. Nice one-handed mark. Just grabbed it with the one hand, pulled it toward his body. That's number 4, Nathan Caldwell, for the Nashville Kangaroos. He'll kick it up now. And the targets line up. Goes off a couple of hands, goes to ground. And once again, LA picks it up, and here come the Dragons on the march again. Race for the ball right now as it comes into the LA forward 50. Going down for it, trying to get it there. A couple of players. One of them there is Dwayne Matthews for the Kangaroos. Winds up going out, though, and the kick taken by the Dragons there, taken by number 10. That is taken by Ryan Hitch, and he has just kicked a goal. So some terrific play from the Dragons so far, coming out early, showing why last couple of years they've been really one of the teams to be reckoned with here at Nationals as they come out and score the first 5 scoring shots of this first half of this match. Right now it's 3-2-20, 3 goals, 2 behinds, 20 points for the LA Dragons. Nashville yet to score. Once again, hit out of the ruck, and it looks like we'll have another clearance for the Dragons. Indeed, we will. Handball goes off, a couple of handballs, handballed back, and nice disposals there. Direction, purpose, just going right from player to player. And it'll go out of bounds, and it looks like we'll have a boundary throw in. Already a little bit of jostling between the Nashville and LA players. And up it goes once again. Goes off a couple of hands. And it looks like the Dragons are moving it through once again. Kick in, nice smother there. Smother there by number 16, that's Misha Monger for the Kangaroos. Dragons get it back, though, and kick it back into their forward 50. Goes off a few hands. Kangas trying to pick it up, but now with it. That's a Hitch once again. Hitch with a kick. That's going to roll. It's going to hit the post. Ryan Hitch kicks it. Goes over a couple of players. Rolls along the ground. Headed toward the goals. Hit the goal post, so that will be a behind. So now 3-3-21. Another scoring shot for Ryan Hitch. I believe he had a couple yesterday, too, in the game that we covered. Dragons moving ahead once again, lining up a target, and it's taken. Nice intercept mark there. And that is number 32, I believe. That would be Jake Ridings for the Kangaroos. His kick is taken there, marked by number 33. That would be Tony Nick, and he kicks it ahead now. And just to open space. Nobody but Dragons there, though. LA have numbers, and they're coming back. Kick goes through, and it is marked there. The kick going to Corey Irwin, number 7. He'll kick it ahead now, looking for another target. Goes off of Kangaroo's hands, but then kicked forward. And that kick is going to be another goal. Number 21, Chris Salvatore. LA's score was 21, and then 21 got the ball, and all of a sudden, now the score is no longer 21. It's actually 27. 4-3-27 as LA piles on more points. And And at this point, it looks like the Dragons will indeed be breathing fire heading into what looks to be a Division II final berth if they keep this up. They'll bring it back up, and once again, the umpire, I believe that's Bruce Rogers in there, will toss it up. And ball goes to ground. Bunch of players going after it. And let's see, we got a whistle. And I believe they're going to ball it up. And indeed, it goes up once again for grabs. And hit out to no clear advantage. Number of players with it right now. A couple of players actually being dragged. And I believe they'll just ball it up once again as Bruce Rogers, the umpires, gets into the proceedings a little bit there. And not seeing what's going on there, but apparently a couple of players, I think we might be having some disciplinary stuff going on here. Might have to check this out in between, and looks like we've awarded maybe a free kick and a 50. So a 50-meter penalty, it looks like, is they're moving the ball forward, setting up the mark, and it looks like it'll be a... So they've got the ball there. At least the umpires get the ball right now, so. They're still trying to determine what's going on here, and the free kick is going to the Dragons, obviously. And the kick goes in and marked. That is a beautiful mark. And once again, we've got a battle here. We've got hostilities breaking out between the player who marked the ball, that's Robert Chisholm, and a couple of the Kangas, too. I believe back there that's Jake Ridings, although there are a couple of 32s playing for Nashville today. So if it's not Jake Ridings, it is James Duty to either one. Hopefully I'm getting the right one. But in this case, obviously, the kick was taken. And now, the kick, even though it was marked by L.A., the free kick was given to, I believe it was Ridings once again, of Kangaroos. And the Brews try to move it up right now. L.A. gets their hands on it again. And the handball goes in. Kick now going into forward 50, and that looks like it's going to go through. And it's going to be, that's going to be just a point, it looks like. Yep, single point, but still another point added to that L.A. lead. And right now it's 4-4-28. And Nashville with no points on the board right now. And at this point, I would like to welcome our viewers tuning in for the USAFL.com website. We are streaming this game live from Dublin, Ohio, in addition to recording it to air later on Stateside Footy, which comes to you by way of public access television and the Stateside Footy website. Kick in taken from the back, goal scored by the Kangaroos, and they get it now taken down. That's number 16 once again, Misha Monger. Ball goes to ground. A couple of players battle for it, and trying to get the ball right now is number 4. That would be Nathan Caldwell, but we do have a whistle. And a free kick being awarded to the Nashville Kangaroos, and that would go to number 25, which would be Tim Fullwater. Fullwater, I guess it is. So Fullwater gets the kick off. And intercept mark taken by the Dragons. Number 28, Anthony Martin, with it there. And he will kick it back for L.A. L.A. running really strong right now. And he gets the ball to the boot. Kick goes up, and almost getting it there was Sheldon Bailey, but it goes to ground, and now it is picked up by the Dragons, but then again, he is hauled down. Simon Sweeney had it, but he got tackled, and so the umpire calls for the ball, and they will just ball it up. Once again, the Rucks go at it, tapped out. It's a real no clear advantage because the LA player tapped it up, but the Nashville picked it up, but now LA's got it. However, David Dollar had the ball, but was running with such speed to the boundary, he couldn't stop himself in time once he picked the ball up. So he just goes out of bounds, and we will have a boundary throw in. Up the ball goes once again. The Rucks will go at it, and it's tapped out by Kangaroos, but it winds up in Dragon hands. Takes a bounce, and with it now, that's Monger once again for Nashville. And the kick goes out, and the intercept mark taken by LA, number 60, Robert Dollar. And he'll kick it now. He's got target lined up. That is Salvatore once again. Salvatore's already got a goal. Number 21 for the Los Angeles club. And he'll just line up 4 goals already for LA. This one might be a 5th. It's coming in. It's got the length. It's got the distance. And it's got the aim. LA piling on the points right now. The Dragons, as I said before, definitely breathing fire. And now their lead is extended. The lead 5-4-34. Compared to Nashville, who apparently hasn't kicked a single point yet. So LA so far racking up a really big effort here. Looking to maybe get a berth in another Division II final. Of course, as far as it comes to winning the flag, I'm sure the home club, the Columbus Jackaroos, will have something to say about that. And it'll go up once again as they toss the ball up and hit out to advantage just about by Bailey there. The LA Ruckman. It's kicked out now and bounces off the hands of Monger. LA handballs it ahead. Loose ball along the ground. A bunch of players going after it now. Ball is easier to pick up now. They will actually ball it up. The umpire calls for it. We had mentioned before in the previous game we did the Boston versus Chicago game that coming out this morning, the ground was very wet. There was some frost and condensation on the ground, so obviously the ball this morning very slick, but things appear to be drying up now. Out of the ruck once again. It's kicked by LA, but then intercept marked there by Cliff Cosnahan for Nashville. He kicks it up and goes just past the hands of Robert Dollar, and Nashville will pick it up right now and try and move with it. They handball it ahead now and fisted out there by one of these Dragons. Along the far boundary, they've got it now. And the ball will roll out of bounds, it looks like, and we'll have the boundary throw in. But it might be the best position along the ground that Nashville has had all game so far. As really, we've seen very little action down toward that end of the goals. It's all been down here where we are. And it's been all LA. And comes in and moves once again to LA. Handball off. And the kick, well, it actually looks like it just went through. Yes, indeed, it did. So that's another point. So now 5-5-35 in favor of the LA Dragons. And once again, Nashville will take the kick out of their own back goal square with it. Now that's Cliff Cosnahan, or as they call him, Nugget. His kick goes up, goes through a set of hands. LA tries to bring it back right now. That kick is smothered. And here come the Kangaroos with it there. That was Fullwider. He kicks it wide. All you see are LA jumpers in that region, though, and they are able to get the ball back. Kick goes in, and it is marked, and he will play on. Nice mark there. I believe the original mark was taken there by number 21, that's Salvatore, and then he kicked it right toward forward 50, and that mark is taken by Chisholm, who already had some points for the Dragons. Robert Chisholm now for LA, looking to add some points to their total, which they were doing on a fairly regular basis. That kick will make it, and that'll go through. That's another goal. 6-5-41 now. And this game very rapidly getting out of control if you're a Nashville Kangaroo. They'll bring the ball back up to center. And thanks to everyone for tuning in today, watching live on USAFL.com. And just a reminder, if you've never heard of Stateside Footy, we're a show that brings you USAFL matches, mostly in the Northeast, because that's where we're based out of. But you can find us online at StatesideFootyTV.com and also on Vimeo at Vimeo/StatesideFootyTV. We provide live coverage of USAFL matches. Well, live, I should say live, complete coverage. We're not live, although we are live right now on USAFL.com. But normally the ones you see on StatesideFootyTV.com are on the tape delay. So thanks for tuning in today. Hope you enjoy the match, and we'll continue to bring it to you here. And once again, tapped out of the ruck, and the horn has gone, and we have what appears to be, or is that a horn from another field? So you've got multiple fields going on here, so sometimes you've got whistles and horns. You're not sure which is which. But they're lined up, so we still have action on this end. They just called it for a ball up, and it is taken once again, really by nobody. It's tapped out once again, but LA trying to move with it right now. And a little rough stuff, but the umpire will just call for it and ball it up once again. Definitely some aggressive play so far here, and saw a little bit of almost fisticuffs down here by the LA attacking goals. Dragons get a kick out now, and it's going high and almost marked. Actually, they're going to pay the mark. Actually, well, they get paying the mark, or they're doing a push in the back call. Either way, the kick goes to the LA Dragons. So the Dragons will have the free kick. And they get it to the boot once again. Kick coming in. They've got a target lined up. Nice aerial mark. He jumped up, reached up for it, and grabbed it. Once again, Robert Chisholm, who just kicked the goal. And LA right now hitting in all cylinders, and which might be the understatement of the century. They are flying right now. And now Chisholm will run up. He will take the kick. And it'll go high, and that looks like another goal. They're kicking straight, and they're kicking often. And they are rolling right now. And that is indeed the horn for a halftime. So right at the horn, another scoring shot and another major scoring shot for the LA Dragons. And they are up to a huge lead in this one. At halftime, the score stands the Los Angeles Dragons 7 goals, 5 behind, 47 points. Nashville so far have not scored any points, and we will be back next to bring you second half action. You're watching it on Stateside Footy and also right now live on USAFL.com. We will be right back. Getting ready for the start of the second half of this match here. Once again, you're watching it on Stateside Footy, and also a special day today. We're actually getting to stream it live, too. So hello to all the viewers watching worldwide on USAFL.com. Good evening if you're watching down under. And right now at the half, it stands the LA Dragons up to a huge margin over the Nashville Kangaroos by a score right now of 47-0 as the players line up for the second half. Day number 2 of the USAFL Nationals for 2014 here in Dublin, Ohio. So far, things have gone really well. A lot of people enjoying themselves out here. Got the 4 men's divisions and 1 women's division. Right now, we're actually positioned between the Division 2 field and the women's field. So we've had games from both of those fields. But right now, back to action here as they toss up the ball, and we have second half footy. And once again, tapped out to advantage, looks like, by the Dragons. Although, handball to head down by Nashville. They try and soccer it ahead. And taken there by LA, number 22, that's Amra Hubbard. And someone finally gets it off to the boot. In space, and not quite marked. The mark was spoiled, but he's still able to get the ball afterwards. Handball on, and they play on once again. And there we go. It's got to be holding the ball, and indeed it is. So Nashville's going to get the free kick. I'm sorry, or is it? Nope, I'm sorry. The Dragons got the free kick, actually, because of the fact that, once again, looking at the umpire, he was pointing out where the mark was, and I thought he was pointing out who got the free kick. But anyway, so we've got another kick coming up now as the mark was taken by LA. And that kick is on the way. And waiting for the determination from the umpire. That's another goal. I believe that might have been Chisholm that kicked that one again. Or maybe not. Sheldon Bailey, number 27. I heard good, although it didn't look like him, but I just heard someone scream, "Good luck, Sheldon." So, no, but actually, I think it was Chisholm, number 20. And from here, I can't see the jumper number, but I kind of recognize the hair, so I think that was Chisholm. So, if it's not Chisholm and somebody else from the LA Dragons kicked that goal, I apologize in advance. But nonetheless, another a major score for the Dragons. And it just piles up now. 8-5-53 now for the LA club. And once again, hit out. Kicked ahead, though, by Nashville. Can they get a player to it? Bounces over the reach of Dwayne Mathis. And the Dragons have it kicked out there by Mark Vickers-Wills. Goes to ground. Picked up, handball, and kicked ahead there by number 28. That's Anthony Martin. And let's see, it rolls out, and I believe going to have a boundary throw in as the ball has gone out of bounds. No, I'm sorry, it's actually a free kick. Free kick given to Nashville. And it's marked right there. That's number 5 there for the Nashville Kangaroos. That's Cliff Cosnahan. He'll kick it ahead now. He's got a couple of targets lined up. Marked! They say he held it. They pay the mark? Or do they? Yep. And they will indeed award the mark there to number 25. That's Tim Fullwider. And he will kick it ahead. A couple of targets lining up, but goes off of a couple of hands. Goes to ground. Kicked ahead a little bit. Trying to pick a ball off the ground. Was a Nashville player, but his handball is intercepted, and the Dragons have it, and they're moving up the field once again. Trying to come back with it, one of the Kangaroos, but it's moved up, and the ball goes to ground. And it's picked up there by Matthew Hitch. And let's see, he's taken down, and let's see. Got a whistle. And the free kick. Or is it? No, I'm sorry, it's a boundary throw-in. Boundary throw-in now coming in. And getting knocked out. Kangas trying to move it ahead. LA in their way every step of the way, though, and we've got another whistle. And it'll be balled up once again. Goes off a couple of hands, goes to ground. LA trying to move with it once again. The players pile up, and the kick goes off the boot, and that'll be out on the full, it looks like, or is it? It might have gotten in just before the boundary. And indeed it did. Ball hitting just before it got over the line, or did it? Nope, they do say it went on to the full now. So the free kick will be given to Mark Vickers-Wills of the LA Dragons. And he runs up, gets it to the boot. And we've got a player got hurt in that marking contest for LA. Ball goes to the ground now. Taken back by LA, that's number 77, Jeffrey Robinson. And Kanga's taken now. They try and kick it back. Intercept mark almost taken by Vickers-Wills. Goes to ground there. Robinson tries to just basically knock it on ahead. Back on the ground once again. Got into the boot there by number 1. That's Frederick Schulin for the Dragons. LA moving with it now. Handball goes ahead there. That was from Martin. And that's a big kick. That's headed into their forward 50. And taken by the Dragons and kicked through. And that's going to be another goal, it looks like. Indeed it is. Another goal for the West Coasters. And add another 6 to their total. So right now that becomes 9-5-59. And Nashville getting closer to their attacking goals, but they still haven't brought it in really too terribly close. Pretty safe to say, I think, already that the Dragons are over the line here. And they will be most likely advancing. We'll have to see how the ladder turns out, but right now LA looking like they are unbeatable. Of course, Columbus looking pretty good too, so that should be a ripper of a final if it turns out being that way. We'll see how things go. Although first kicked ahead now. Kangas have it. They're trying to line up a target inside 50, and it's going to go, and it'll roll, and did it get touched? Yes, it did. Just went off a hand as a two players there tried to get the mark, just glanced off of a couple of hands, but then rolled through the sticks. But it is the first score of any type for the Kangaroos, and the Dragons take the kick in from their own back goal square. And with it right now, I believe that's Cosnahan. He'll kick it in, and that looks like it's going to be a major. Indeed it is. Cliff Cosnahan, number 5, kicks a major. Nashville showing some grit here, coming out with a quick minor and then a major score. And now their score is at 1-1-7, and the Dragons are at 9-5-59. Good effort there by Nashville as they bring the ball back up to center. So still many games to come here today. We've got games going in a lot of fields. Exhibition game coming up too at 1 o'clock today, featuring the visiting team from the Footy League out in New South Wales, AFL Sydney, or AFL NSW actually. The the Manly Warringah Giants actually. And they're going to be playing an exhibition game at 1. Meanwhile, getting back to this game now, the ball actually, let's see, got a whistle. And a free kick is awarded to Nashville. And it comes up now. Goes over everybody, but giving chase and getting there first for the Kangaroos is number 19, that's Matt Wilson. And it goes to ground, kicked ahead there, and it bounces off the ground. The kick there from Michael Feiss of the Dragons. Giving chase now is Hitch. And the ball is just going to roll, and it looks like it'll roll all the way. No, I guess it got some help. Or did it? Nope, he's just indicating the spot of the throw-in, so. Once again, ball comes in. Kicked out of the scrum there by the Dragons. And no real clear ball winner yet. It's all pretty much in a pile. Huge contest there, really hard footy. As the winds pick up. And the umpire calls for it, balls it up once again. And winds up in LA hands momentarily, but then that player's tackled. But LA is on the move again. Kick going into their forward 50, and it is spoiled. Kang is able to get a hand on it, and they're looking to move it into attack now, but that kick goes wide and is out on the full. So the Kangas took the ball in defense. We're trying to move it out. Unfortunately, the outcoming kick went a little wide. As a result, it went out on the full. It's a free kick. They just handed the ball back to LA. Well, they'll eventually hand the ball to LA after they fish it out of the forest here. And here we go. They've got it now, the LA player with it. Gets it to the boot. It's headed in. Looks like it's bending a little bit, and it is marked. Hard to see through the players here, but it looked like LA might be setting up for another scoring shot. Indeed, they are, and they do. They are set up for a scoring shot. They kick the scoring shot, and they add to that lead. So right there, we're now at LA 10-5-65 and Nashville 1-1-7. As time continues to tick off here, I would assume we're just either past or about at the halfway point of the second half. And obviously the game is in the bag, but even if you've got the lead, you always want to tack on more points because of ladder percentage. And it comes out of the ruck once again, and back to ground. A couple of players pile up, and they're calling for it. And the umpire will toss it up once again. Knocked right into Kangaroo hands, and they will just kick it looking for a target, but it's taken there by the Dragons. That's Robert Ludostansky getting it over, gets it to Hitch now. Hitch kicks it, and they're looking for a target. Bounces off hands, goes to ground, but Dragons still running with the ball. With it there, that's Ludostansky, Ryan Ludostansky actually. And Kangas are able to get it through now and come back with it. Kick goes up now. They're looking for a target. They've got him. Nice job there. I believe that was Matthews with it. And the intercept mark not taken. However, it bounces off the ground, and LA picks it up, and they're able to kick it ahead. That is beautifully marked there by Nashville. Nice intercept mark by the Kangaroos. And they'll look to move it back right now. A couple of targets lining up, and the kick doesn't go very far. Picked right up by the Dragons, but then that player is tackled. And we've got a whistle. And it's kicked ahead by LA. But I think they're going to be bringing it back here. Indeed, they are. Wow. They almost went the torp on that one. It was like a beautiful spiral. Free kick taken there by number 6. That's Adam Hale. And goes off of a bunch of hands. Winds up going to Nashville. Nashville with it now. With the ball there briefly was number 10, David Wilson. And they're trying to bring it up through the ground right now. Dragons get it back, though. They handball it ahead. LA on the move once again, and that is a big kick in right before the goals. Goes off of a couple of hands. It's loose, it goes to ground, and then it goes through, and let's see, I believe we've got a minor score. Was touched. So as a result, a single point. And now it is 10-6-66. in favor of the LA Dragons. And so, they look to bring it back up now. But the intercept mark taken by LA after that kick in, so. Now they kick it ahead once again. And that's another goal. Indeed, another goal has been scored by the LA Dragons. So basically what you call a 7-point play, you get the behind, then the ensuing kick in, you take the intercept mark, and then you kick that right back and kick the goal. So now it's 11-6-72 for the LA Dragons. Nashville still at 1-1-7. Just a few minutes left in the second half of this one. And right now it is all about ladder percentage. Tapped out by Nashville, but right into LA hands. And they've got someone right on the fat side of the ground. It's taken and marked there. I believe that's Hitch once again. And he kicks it ahead. That is a beautiful mark on the run. And once again, that is Robert Chisholm. We've called his name a lot today. He's had a terrific game for the Dragons here. And he'll run up and take his set shot now. And that looks like it might be turning a little bit. Question is, at what point did it go over the line? It's a single. It's a point. We saw the kick bending. We just weren't sure at what point it went. Had it gone over the line or not yet? And indeed, it did bend wide, so it is a single point. And so now Nashville will take the kick in from their own back goal scorer. They actually just tried to take it, but I believe it's being brought back. And here it comes. Intercept. Actually, nope. It's marked actually by Kangaroos. A little bit of sun in our eyes there, so didn't see who took that mark. But Nashville trying to move it ahead now, but LA gets it to the boot. And, oh, he can't mark it. Kangas try and take it and move it. And here comes Nashville on the run. Coming through the corner. And that mark is taken there by Matt Filchek, number 20. He'll kick it ahead now. It's marked by Kosnahan. Kangaroos right now taking it up the corner. And now they go out wide, looking for a target. And unfortunately, they weren't able to hit him. So LA's got it once again. But that's going to be kicked out on the full, it looks like. Or was it? One of the players actually had punched it out. And nope, it was out on the full, actually. So the Nashville Kangaroos will get the kick. And they'll kick it in, and it'll go through a number of people. Nashville gets it, though. Handball intercepted, though. Taken out by Frederick Schulin of the LA Dragons. And that is marked. And with it now, that is Anthony Martin. Ball goes to ground. Player tries to get it, then slips. LA on the move once again. Handball goes just behind Martin. Handball to head now. And it goes to ground. A bunch of players going after it. It is out. And we do have a whistle. Just before it popped out, the umpire called for it, so it'll be another ball up. Ball goes up for grabs once again. Handballed out. Goes off of a bunch of hands. And winds up once again in the clutches of the Dragons. The kick goes in. It's open in space now. And here they come once again. That kick headed for the sticks. It's going to be another goal, it looks like, for LA. I believe it was Jeffrey Robinson. Picked that one up off the ground. And just put it right through the big sticks. And now it's 12-7-79. LA just pouring on here, foot on the gas all the way. And that goal kicked by number 77, Jeffrey Robinson. Got the loose ball in space, had some time, just took a few steps, put it to the boot, and put it right through. Very straight kick. So now 12-7-79 in favor of LA. Over 1-1-7, which is the current score for Nashville. And the ball goes up once again. And hit out to advantage by the Dragons, at least momentarily, but then picked up by Nashville. Goes over a couple of hands. Goes over everybody, actually, as they have a few players running toward it. Picked up now there by Robert Descant for the Dragons. Dragons moving with it now. Here we go. Handball goes off. And goes to ground. Kicked Brought ahead by Nashville. They're trying to soccer it off the ground. Taken now by Shulin once again. He will kick it up, and it'll be marked. I believe that's Cameron Brown who has it. And ball going to ground now. Kicked ahead, looking for a target, and getting him. Actually, no. Actually, the target was not wearing a Kangaroos jumper, but that's who he got. Actually looking to kick it to one of his own teammates, I'm sure, but it'll go out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. On the far boundary, pretty much at center. Ball goes up once again. Takes a bounce, and we go to whistle. We're going to do the boundary throw in once again. Sounds like when you play football in the street as a kid, it's a do-over. And the throw goes all the way in. The throw in comes in and goes out the ground. Goes for a sea of people, and then Nashville gets a hand on it. They kick it ahead, and there's a race for the ball right now. Goes past a couple of players. LA trying to move it out, and we've got a free kick. There's some high contact after a player went down. And, actually, in addition to that kick, it looks like they're going to be paid a 50-meter penalty as well. I believe that call might have been disputed. Referee's not having any of it, so the free kick there from Robert Descant once again. I hope I'm getting your name pronounced correctly. LA with it on the move. With it there is David Dollar. Dollar gets it to the boot. Goes just past his intended target. Ball goes to ground right now. And got a tackle. Kicked up along the boundary, though. And sliding in for, trying to get the sliding mark, but not getting it, is one of the LA players. LA's got it right now. Dollar with it once again. He kicks it up, and mark is not taken, but he gets the ball off the ground afterwards. He handballs it ahead. With it now, I believe that's Cosnahan. He slips as he picks up the ball. Battle for it along the boundary, and that'll roll out, and I believe we'll have another boundary throw in. Late second half action here between LA and Nashville. LA, it's been pretty much all them right along. 79-7 the score. And it comes out and winds up along the ground. And that'll be full time. It looks like indeed it is. And thus endeth the ball game. And I mentioned this yesterday, but the way this team's playing, I'm going to have to use this reference once again. Once upon a time, the Motels had a song called So LA. As in, that is so LA. And this game here, you had to say it was so LA. They came out to a quick start and just absolutely steamrolled over the Nashville Kangaroos. Final score here on the Division II field at Dublin, Ohio in this one. The Los Angeles Dragons, 12 goals, 7 behind, 79 points. And the Nashville Kangaroos, 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 points. Coming up next, we've got more action for you on Stateside Footy, and we'd like to thank the people who tuned in to the live webcast on USAFL.com. Enjoy the rest of the games you have coming up here live from Nationals today, and hopefully you'll come by, too, and visit us at our website at StatesideFootyTV.com, as well as our Vimeo site, too. If you want to see full game telecasts, it's www.vimeo.com/StatesideFootyTV. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the game. Our coverage of the 2014 United States-Australian Football League National Tournament continues. This time we're on the women's field here at the complex in Dublin, Ohio. And we're about to bring you this game between the combined teams of Minnesota, Boston, and Columbus, and also the Calgary Kookaburras. Now, yesterday we had a game featuring this mixed team, and the way it turned out was actually that they were wearing the jumpers of the Columbus Jackaroos, so we were identifying them as the Jackaroos. Well, today they're wearing the alternate uniforms of the Minnesota Freeze. Actually, the Minnesota Freeze has 2 women's clubs. There's the blue team and the white team. This is the Minnesota white team. So obviously, yesterday we called them the Jackaroos, because normally in a case like this where you've got multiple teams, we go by whichever jumper they wear. Well, obviously now it's the same team. They're just wearing a different jumper. So what we're going to do is, I don't know, actually. Yeah, we'll call him the Freeze, I guess. The Freeze Wide, or the Frozen Jilla Demons is the name was bandied about this week. We might actually do that, or just the FJDs for short. I don't know. It's been a long weekend. But anyway, we will give you the match now. Calgary coming out, and Calgary, there are jumpers looking an awful lot like those of the Sacramento Suns. So obviously any match between those two teams would be interesting. Can you say class jumper? Although in some cases what's happened is they've actually asked one of the teams to wear a jumper from another club. But in this case it's the Minnesota White Club going against Calgary. So it's Minnesota, Boston, Columbus. And the ball's about to go up. Up for grabs and tapped ahead by Calgary. Kookaburra is now looking to move it ahead. Loose ball. Handball attempt goes to ground. And goes to ground along the boundary almost. And we got a whistle, and it looks like they'll ball it up. And indeed they will. Ball goes up for grabs now. And tapped out. Taken by a player who then gets tackled and loses the ball. It goes to ground now, and Boston, Minnesota, Columbus has it now, and they try and advance it forward. And try and work it in even further. And now they've got it. They've got target lined up. They tried to get it to Andy Williams, but the kick fell short, and that was taken by Rochelle Chabot of the Kookaburras, and now Calgary is on the move. Goes to ground, and they are on the move. With it now there, I believe that was number 25, Sarah Witzke. And ball going forward off the ground once again. It is loose. And Minnesota, Boston, Columbus trying to come out with it. We've got a whistle. And Minnesota, Boston, Columbus with the free kick. Falls short, and it's going to go back to ground almost to the center square. Bunch of players battling for it once again. Ball is loose along the ground. And progress very slow at this point, and free kick given there to Calgary, and the kick goes into the pocket. Giving chase there, I believe that's Amy Mueller, number 5. And let's see, kick through, and it looks like we've got a point there. Indeed, one finger goes up. And Calgary with the first point of the match. A single. And they jump out to a 1-0 lead. Minnesota, Boston, Columbus now will take a kick out of their own back goal square. And the kick goes up. Nice kick, too. High arcing kick. No clear possession. It goes along the ground, and Kookaburras, I believe, had it. Player was running forward, and well, she might have been legged, taken down. Contact below the knee, she got tripped. So as a result, Calgary gets a free kick. Trying to see the player's jumper number from here. She puts the ball up to the boot, and let's see. Goes off a set of hands in front. And the ladies in white trying to run it out. And they've got it now. Or do they? I believe it's going to be balled up, or is it? Yep, balled up. Hit out by Calgary as they try to advance once again on their attacking goals. But the ladies in white seem to have come out with it. Player gets tackled, though. We've got a whistle. And the free kick awarded to the Frozen Jilla Demons. And on the far boundary, they battle for it along the ground. And we have another whistle. Actually, no, it's a kick. Kick going in toward the goals, and that'll roll, and that'll be taken. And it looks like it'll be a point. Looks like it might have gone through the big sticks, but it might have been touched. Or it might have gone wide, but either way, it's a single point. So now Calgary are leading 2-0 over the combined team of Minnesota, Boston, and Columbus. And the ladies in white will once again take the kick in their own back goal square. And the kick rolls, bounces off a player. moving with it once again. Trying to come out with it now. The kick goes up and into the hands of a Calgary player. She kicks toward the goals, and it looks like it'll be going wide, and it'll roll through over the line. And once again, looks like we have a single point. Indeed, we do. The one flag goes up. 3 scoring shots for the Calgary Kookaburras, 3 behinds. Some of the Lady Demons who made the trip, we mentioned already Andy Williams. Emily Reel is out here too, fresh off of her performance as a vice captain for the U.S. International Cup team. And right now the kick going to Calgary once again. And that kick goes high, and let's see. I believe it went through. Actually, it's only a point. So that's the 4th minor score for Calgary. Seem to remember a couple of years ago, Calgary kicking a bunch of minors. And then the Lady Demons combined team coming back with a straight kick near the end of the game to win it. Ball once again going on the ground, and it'll roll out, I believe. And ladies in white with a free kick. And the kick goes up now, and it's marked. So Minnesota, Columbus, Boston. Now looking to work the ball through a little further. Kick goes up and marked again. Ladies in white are on the move. So far they've given up 4 scoring shots, but they've all been minors. If they can get some people together and move that ahead and score with a straight kick, that could be the difference in the game. However, a kick was taken as an intercept marked by Calgary, and they move it forward now. Loose ball, back for it. Once again, Calgary covering it well. Kicked back up toward the boundary. Loose ball, but Calgary is on the run with it now. They're moving toward the goals again. Kick rolls off the ground, bounces off of a Freeze player. Fruzen Jilla Demons, Boston, Columbus, Minnesota, however you want to say it. But it continues toward the Calgary goals, and free kick going the way of Minnesota, Boston, Columbus. Intercept marked by Calgary, though. I believe that's number 5. That's Amy Mueller. I believe that's the number I made out from here. And her kick comes in. And it goes to ground. Number of players giving chase. Going kick toward the goals, and I believe that's going to be a major. Yes, indeed. 2 flags from the goal umpire. So Calgary adding to their scores with a major. And now the score stands 1 goal, 4 behinds, 10 points for Calgary. And the Minnesota, Columbus, Boston mixed team still yet to score a single point. I was mentioning before is I thought the player I saw was number 5, Amy Mueller. It's kind of hard to make out numbers at this distance. So if I happen to confuse a 5 with a 6, I apologize, Elizabeth Myers, that I did not mention you instead of Amy. I think I saw the number 5. And let's see, knocked out of the ruck, and ball is moved ahead. Goes once again toward the attacking goal of the Calgary Kookaburras. And one of the Calgary players able to get into the boot. It's rolling toward the goals. Picked up there by one of the players in white. Kicked by one of the Calgary players, and that's going to go through, I believe, for another minor score. Indeed it is. She had a clear kick at it, but it was a straight kick, but she was straight in line with the behind area, so the area between the goalpost and the behind post, I should say. Got to be careful when you talk about that sometimes. Although we've seen a few teams get kicked in the behind area this weekend, I will say that. Let's see. So once again, the ladies in white taking the kick in from their own back goal square. And here comes the kick, and it goes off a couple of hands. Picked up by Calgary. They kick back toward the goals, and that's going to bounce and roll through, and I think we've got a goal. 2 fingers are up. So Calgary, with their foot on the accelerator now. And right now the score Calgary 2-5-17, and the Minnesota Columbus-Boston mixed team yet to score. In fact, they've only really had the ball down in their end of the ground once. And so they'll bring the ball back up to center once again and toss it up. And I guess now after the ruck, we had a free kick given to Minnesota Columbus-Boston. Sometimes it's hard to see through the line of players, especially when it comes to an umpire making their determination and signaling what the issue is. But right now, Calgary brings it back up. Kick bounces off a hand, and then handball attempt by Minnesota Columbus-Boston goes wide. Calgary takes it now. They kick it toward the goals, and giving chase, I believe that is number 11, which is Laura Gordico. She gets it to the boot, and that looks to be straight as well. Or is it? I believe we've got it. No, I'm sorry, that was just a point. So the ball off of the boot of Gordico goes wide and is a minor score. So now it's 2-6-18. And once again, the ladies in white taking the kick in from their own back goal square. And she gets the ball to the boot. And it's going to fall and roll, but it's picked up and it's brought ahead now. And I believe it might have gone out of bounds. So boundary throw-in comes in, goes off a couple of hands, and then rolls back toward the Calgary attacking goals once again. Kookaburra's on the move, but then kicked out by the ladies in white. And kicked back ahead by Calgary now. One of their players, she's got it now. She gets it to the boot. That's going to go wide, I think. How wide, though? Was that a scoring shot or out on the full? Looks like a scoring shot. Single point. So that's another one. So that is 2-7-19 now. 9 scoring shots for the Calgary club versus none for the mixed team from Minnesota, Columbus, and Boston. And once again, the kick in comes from the back goal square from the ladies in white. And she'll put it to the boot. And let's see, it goes out toward the boundary. And it looks like it'll go out and we'll have a boundary throw in. And the kick comes in and let's see. Another point, minor score. Kick in coming once again from the Frozen Gila Demons. Taken by Calgary, and it looks like it'll be run out of bounds. Indeed it is. And throw-in attempt bounces off a bunch of hands, goes to ground now, and kicked ahead momentarily by the ladies in white, and they're trying to move it ahead now. But it's picked up once again by Calgary. The handball goes off, and she's tried to pick it up, but then a couple of players from the opposing team fall right on top of her. And now goes back in. It is marked. Kick in for Calgary, takes a mark. I believe that is number 7, Justine Stevens, who's got it. And she will kick, and it looks like it's going to go wide as well. Won't have the journey, though, as they pick it up. Kick toward the sticks now, though. And let's see here. Play on, calls the umpire. Hasn't quite gotten there yet. Kicked over, smothered. And still a battle for it, and kick back across the face of goal. And it looks like actually that went through. Indeed it did. So now 3-8-26 for Calgary. And nothing for the Frozen Gila Demons. Quick memo for next year, part of the Stateside Footy upgrade list, really strong binoculars. As Stacy cracks a smile at the camera with that one. Probably muttering to herself, I'm glad he's not asking for more hard drive space. Once again, coming out of the ruck now, tapped ahead, and a clearance by Calgary. Try saying that time 5 times fast. Kookaburras have it now, and it goes back to ground. Both teams battling for it right now, and it looks like the ladies in white had it momentarily, but then that player's tackled. The ball goes to ground, and a kick goes toward the goals, and it looks like we've got another one there. I'm seeing applause. I'm seeing 2 fingers. Calgary's kicked another goal. And now it's 4 goals, 8 behinds, 32 points. And they'll bring it back to center once again. Sometimes it's tough when a team scores a bunch of minors. They basically keep it down and they're attacking into the ground. But in this case, they're scoring goals and the ball is getting brought back to center. But even then, the Minnesota Columbus Boston combined team can't take advantage and bring it back into their end of the ground. Up for grabs once again and tapped over. Kicked ahead. And the ladies in white trying to advance it. Calgary there, though, every step of the way. They do have numbers there, a lot of orange jumpers. And we've got a whistle. And it looks like we've got a free kick going to the Frozen Gila Demons. I believe that free kick is going to Emily Reel, a member of the Boston Lady Demons. And she gets it to the boot. That's a nice long kick. They try and line up a target. Ball goes to ground. And a sea of players. And there's a battle for it. And maybe a free kick awarded, apparently. Free kick will be awarded. I believe that's number 4. That's Holly Carlson. A kick to the head. And it's brought even further ahead. They try and bring it off the ground. They've got it now, I think. Kicks. And she gets it to the boot once again, and didn't see the signal from the goal umpire, but I do see the 2 flags. So after that play, they're able to get it to a couple of people. And as a result, it's another major score. And now it's 5-8-38 in favor of the Calgary Kookaburras. USAFL Nationals Footy. You're watching it right here on Stateside Footy, the 2014 National Championship Tournament from here in Dublin, Ohio. Bill Roberts, Stacey Robert on camera. We're here with Stateside Footy. Glad you could be with us. Had some fun this weekend, too, as we get to do a couple of these games live on the USAFL.com live webcast, which was really cool. And it comes out of the ruck once again, goes along the ground, and see a free kick awarded to Calgary once again. And they kick it ahead. And it's rolling. Calgary's got it once again. Running bounce, takes it, gets it to the boot, and blows that one right through. I believe that was Rochelle Chabot. I thought I saw the number 15. Once again, we're at the opposite end of the ground, as you can obviously see from the camera angle. But Chabot with another goal there. So a very quick center clearance. And right now, Calgary pretty much putting them through at will. 6-8-44 now. As they bring the ball back to center. And we'll do it all over again. Goes up and hit out to advantage, at least momentarily, of the ladies in white. But now Calgary gets it back. Ball goes to ground. And it's picked up, and she's moving with it now. Handball's off, and then kicked ahead. And the ball goes to ground once again. Bunch of players going after it. Calgary will pick it up. A running bounce there by Justine Stevens, and she's able to get it to the boot. It looks like it's going to wind up going wide. And let's see, it takes a bounce. And actually, it looked like it was going wide, at least from this angle, but then took a bounce and rolled through. Actually, okay, it was a point. It did wind up going wide. I thought I saw 2 fingers, but there's only the 1 flag there. So it goes through, but it is a minor score, but it adds another point to the lead for Calgary. Still pitching a shutout at this point as the kick comes through from the ladies in white, taking the kick in from their own back goal square. And once again, they look to kick it ahead. Marked. Nice job there. And she'll just stop. She'll take the free kick. Trying to line up some targets further up the field. She's got one lined up, but spoiled. And it's very close to the boundary line now. Still a live ball, though. Still in play. And that almost marked, but she's got it off the bounce. Handballs it ahead. Gets it to one of her teammates and then kicks it for what I believe is another goal. And 2 flags go up. And now it's 51-0 in favor of Calgary. Some excellent play so far from Calgary. Really haven't seen much from the team in white. As they go to bring it back up, and I believe they have just called halftime. Indeed they have. So we'll take a break here, but then we will come back, and when we do come back, we will bring you the second half of this match. And we still have more to come here today on Stateside Footy, including an additional bonus game. One of the teams you see from time to time here on Stateside Footy is the Philadelphia Hawks. They have advanced to the Division III Grand Final, and we will bring that game to you later on. In fact, it'll probably be in our next episode, but that'll be coming up right here on Stateside Footy. Coming up next, we've got second half action between the Frozen Gila Demons and the Calgary Kookaburras. Right now, the score stands Calgary 51, 7 goals, 9 behinds, 51 points, and Minnesota Boston Columbus 0. Back with second half action next, right here on Stateside Footy.
Australian Rules Football? In the U.S.? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to USAFL.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We are the champions!
Log on and sign up to join your team at USAFL.com.
And we're about to get set for action once again to start off the second half here right now. Calgary with a huge lead, 51-0 over the combined team of Minnesota, Boston, and Columbus. Just about set to toss it up now. And it comes out, and here comes Calgary with it once again. Kick into their forward 50. Bounces just short of the feet of Laura Gordico. However, they're on the move now. Here comes Calgary. Kick ahead and bounces a little bit. Kick toward the goals there, and that looks like that's going to bounce and roll through for a point. Yes, indeed it will. Went just wide. But Calgary starting right where they left off. And now it's 7-10-52. Kick in from the back goal square. Emily Reel looking for it, but winds up being awarded a free kick to Calgary. And she kicks it now. Knocked down in front. Play on calls the umpire. And she gets it to the boot. That's one of the players, however, winds up going out on the full. One of the players in the Columbus, Minnesota, Boston combined team there put it out on the full. So taking the free kick now, that'll be number 22 for the Calgary Kookaburras, and that is Janine Forrest. Forrest has the ball now, and she'll kick it, looking for a target, and let's see where that landed. That actually landed out on the full as well. So the ladies in white will get the... Actually, no, it landed just before it. I wound up saying it didn't go out on the full. So they're doing a boundary throw-in in the Calgary left forward pocket. And hit out by the ladies in white. And let's see, we got a player going down. And that whistle was actually from the other field. Calgary plays on. And the kick, it goes right off the hands of Calgary player there. I believe that once again, that was Verdico, number 11. And it did go out of bounds. I believe we'll have another boundary throw-in. Boundary throw-in there. Serving as one of the umpires, Mike Shepard from the Boston Demons. He throws it in and goes off of a whole bunch of hands. And once again, they pile up with the ball comes loose. And Emily Reel goes to kick it out of danger for the ladies in white. And let's see. Calgary picks it up now. She tries to run with it. She's tackled, dispossessed. Loose ball picked up by the Frozen Gila Demons, and it's out of bounds. So it'll be another boundary throw-in. Wind's picking up a little bit here once again today. We had some wind yesterday, but today the wind's even heavier. Tossed in once again, goes off of a bunch of hands. No one can pick it up yet. Still a battle for it along the ground. Calgary finally picks it up. Then that player's dispossessed. Another player goes down. And I believe that she's going to get a free kick. For that contact, indeed. It will. That's number 7, Justine Stevens. So Stevens to have the free kick now for the Calgary Kookaburras. She gets it to the boot, coming in and goes past the reach of one of the Minnesota Columbus Boston players. In fact, I believe, just judging she's wearing the Jackaroo colored socks, I believe that might be Stephanie McKittrick. Kicked ahead now by the ladies in white. Coming up with it now, once again, that is Stevens, and Stevens trying to advance closer to the goal, and I believe she's tackled right out of bounds. And we will have another boundary throw in. Or will we? I'm sorry, no, it actually will be a free kick, and that's paid to Emily Reel of the combined team, but it's marked, intercepted by Calgary, and they're going to play on. Handball comes through, and here they go, another handball. Kookaburras are on the way. She's able to get it to the boot now, looking for a target close in. Marked in front. There we go. Actually, she's going to play on and kick. And let's see. That's going to be a point. Or was it? No, I'm sorry. 2. I just saw the one hand because obviously is the other side. I couldn't see, but indeed the 2 flags go up. And that one was, I thought I saw the jumper number 21, but I'm looking here. There's not a 21 on the list. So not sure who scored it, but the important thing is it was scored by Calgary, and that's now 8-10-58. And they'll bring it back up to the middle. And it goes up once again. And goes off of a bunch of hands. Calgary with it. Trying to move it further ahead. Actually, now the ladies in white had it momentarily, but then lost and kicked and marked. Calgary's got it now. And she'll get the free kick. And actually, let's see. Yep, there we go. Kick goes up, and here come the Kookaburras again. She kicked to the head, takes a bounce. A couple of bounces taken now there by Godiko. She'll kick it, looking for a target close in, and there we go with it now. She's got it. Actually, it was touched. It goes wide anyway, but it'll be another point. I'm sorry, it was a 2. Looked like it was touched, but I guess not. That went through. That as a goal. And so now it's 64-0. They'll bring it back up to center and ball it up once again. And let's see, we got a whistle. And a free kick given to the Frozen Jula Demons. And they'll just kick it up now and almost intercept marked, but the ball is loose. Calgary trying to move it ahead once again. There's a big battle for the ball along the foul boundary. They're just running after it. Play on, says the umpire. And a number of players go to ground. No clear ball winners yet. Really hard footy out there right now. Finally, Calgary gets a kickoff, rolls along the ground right towards the boundary, and will actually go over the boundary. So as a result, we will have another boundary throw in pretty much at the center position on the opposite wing here. At least opposite from where we are, on the far wing. And the boundary throw in will, or will it? No, it's actually a free kick given to the ladies in white once again. And handballed off. A lot of contested footy out there right now. Calgary trying to kick it ahead. It's going to roll a few times. I believe that will wind up going out for another boundary throw in. And kicked ahead and not quite marked, but Calgary takes the ball. Best position that the ladies in white have had for a while as far as the position of the ball in their end of the ground. And it's still rolling along. Calgary with it now. They're coming out with a player tackled, though. And yeah. Division I finals at 4. Yeah. I have no idea what's going on here.
Somebody's down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, you're catching it. Where I am from here, I've got the crown, so it's literally obscured. Okay. Hopefully not one of ours. Actually, well, hopefully, obviously, you don't want to see anyone, but obviously our priorities kind of go towards Boston. But so let's see. Had a player down. And let's see. And she is being helped off right now. And it's tossed up for grabs once again. And let's see here. And I have no clue what's going on. I'm going to have to do this in post, I think. Yeah, we'll try. I'll try anyway. Just try and just sit here holding my you-know-what. Goes along the ground. Maybe if I can even if I have to drop in pieces of it. And here comes Calgary with it now. They kick it ahead. Looking for a target. They've got her. Takes a couple of bounces, but it gets to her. But then she's hauled down. And holding the ball, it looks like. And the kick will go to the ladies in white once again. The Minnesota, Columbus, and Boston team. A.K.A. nicknamed the Frozen Gila Demons. And kicked in there. Goes off of a bunch of hands. At this point, this combined team is looking to get any points whatsoever because they still right now sit at 0 on the scoreboard. And Calgary with it now. She juggles it, but she's able to get it and handball it off. And they taking the running bounce now and then losing the ball. Getting it back, though, and handballing it off is a Calgary player. Another Calgary player gets it to the boot. And there it's picked up. And with it now will be number 20. I think that's Forrest there. She makes a kick in, and let's see. Was it touched or not? Doesn't actually. I think just a point. It looks like. Yep. Holding up the one flag, and he did hold out the one finger, but he did not do the overhead hand signal for a touch ball. But I'm assuming that's what happened because it looks like Emily Reel had gotten a hand in there. So the Frozen Gila Demons will take the kick in from their own back goal square, and that's McKittrick going out to Emily Reel, and she kicks it, and it's going to roll. It's going to go out of bounds. It looks like, no, I'm sorry, it'll stay in. Once again, the whistle from the other field kind of messing me up here. Kick back in from Calgary, trying to set it up in front. Can't do it. Loose ball. And there's a battle for it. Handballed off. Goes back to ground. Calgary gets it now. She's able to get it to the boot, and it is bending. And, it takes a bounce off the edge of the ball and kicks back out. Emily Reel giving chase right now. She tries to soccer it ahead in her own back pocket. And looks like the ball's going to go over the boundary line, and we will have a boundary throw in. And it comes in once again. Hit out to no real advantage. And the ladies in white have it now. Kick goes up the field. Bounces, takes a couple of rolls, corralled by a Calgary player. She passes it now, handballs it off to another player. And then tries to set up a target. Oh, that is beautiful. Nice sliding mark there. Thought I saw the number 15. I think that's Rochelle Chabot, who I believe has a couple of scoring kicks already. And that is marked in very close. Nicely done there. She's got the ball now. She gets it to the boot. It's a line drive, and it's going to go well wide. And I think it's going to be out of bounds, but it'll be a boundary throw in. Still not a bad result for Calgary. They still get the crack at the ball from inside their forward pocket. Calgary's got it now. Handball's off. Gets it over to Amy Mueller. Mueller's got it now. She gets to the boot. Nice smother by Emily Reel. They pick it up once again, though. That's number 26, Hillary Perry. Handballs it off now. Going over to Holly Carlson. They get it to the boot now. Goes over. Giving chase there is Justine Stevens. Stevens with it there. Kick back now to center. Goes just over the outstretched hands of Laura White. Loose ball there, and we've got a whistle, and looks like we had some contact. So the free kick is going to Calgary. Chance for another scoring shot for them. Kookaburra is looking to add to that lead. And she's able to, that's a high kick, and it looks like it's going to be a straight kick as well. Nope, that's just a point. Not straight enough. So now we've got 9-12-66. And they're saying Macca, so indeed that is Stephanie McKittrick of the Columbus Jackaroos taking the kick in there. And trying to get it to one of her teammates, and now here we go. On the run, kicked up ahead. 55, I think that might be Becky Kraft for the freeze. Have to double check that. As it's kicked along here. Along towards the inner boundary now, at least from where we are. And looks like we'll have a boundary throw in or a full kick, a free kick, because a couple of players did get knocked down actually. Let's see what happens here. It looks like free kick will be going to the ladies in white. Indeed it will. She gets set, she puts it to the boot, and it's taken by Calgary, and they'll move it up once again. A handball goes off. Another handball goes off of a couple of outstretched hands. That handball was a little high. Battle for it once again on the ground. Kick goes up, and it's going to stay in. Calgary moving along the boundary. Handballed off, and they handball it off once again. Looking for a quick spread through the field. They've got it now. They're on the move. Kick in. They've got the target line up. It's Gordico. She's able to pick it up after it bounces off the ground. Runs, gets herself some space, and then handballs it off. And the kick goes through. And that's going to be the kick by number 29, Laura White. And that is indeed a goal. And Laura White scores against the ladies in white. Now it's 10-12-72. 22 scoring shots for Calgary. None for the Minnesota-Boston-Columbus combined team. And they'll put it up for grabs once again. Ball is tossed up and hit out once again by Calgary. They're looking to get a clean clearance. Indeed they do. They get the kickoff now, and it bounces between a couple of the combined players. And one of the ladies in white picks it up now, but then she's tackled. She's brought down, and actually I believe she'll get a free kick. No, actually, free kick going to Calgary. Maybe that said she had prior opportunity to dispose of the ball, so the call holding the ball, I'm guessing because I didn't see the umpire's signal. Kick goes ahead now, and going in after it and catching it. One of the Minnesota-Boston-Columbus players. Or I guess Minilum-Boss, I guess we could call him. Handball once again as Calgary looks to move it up. Kick there by number 8. That's Katie Kidd. And Kookaburra's on the move once again. And that kick goes through, and it will be a point. So 10-13-73. As the point goes up once again. And for the Frozen Joe Demons, it'll be Stephanie McKittrick once again. Kicking it out. Goes off a couple of feet. And we've got a push there. Actually, I'm sorry, that was once again the other field's whistle. And it goes out of bounds there, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Goes up now, and goes for a bunch of hands. Emily Reel tries to pick it up now. She's got it. And then she gets tackled just pretty much as soon as she gets it. And Calgary looking to move it again. Centering ball marked by the ladies in white. And she'll just kick it ahead. Calgary picks it up, though. Another kick in to the forward scoring area, and oh my goodness, she was able to hold on to it. That's a beautiful mark. That is number 13, whose name I actually don't have on the roster here. But whoever she is, that's a heck of a mark there. She slid forward, juggled it a little bit, but was able to hang on to it. And now she gets it to the boot. And she punches it through, it looks like, and indeed she does. Another major score. Now it's 11-13-79 for Calgary. Just a few minutes left in this one. And obviously we say the Calgary team is home, but really they've been home since early in the first half. As the ball goes up for grabs one more time, umpire will toss it up and hit out once again by Calgary. And it looks like they will have a clearance. Indeed they do. She gets the ball to the boot once again, and it's marked. Calgary on the move again. And that kick goes forward, looking for a target, finding a target. Laura White, number 29. Can she make it from this distance? That's a big kick. It's got the journey. Does it have the aim? And that looks like one finger, single point. So the kick had the distance, just didn't have the direction. So now it's 11-14-80. McKittrick kicks it out, and it is marked. I think I just heard the name Becky called out, so I think that is Becky Kraft of the Minnesota Freeze. She kicks it ahead once again, and almost marked, but taken away by a Calgary player, who then kicks it, and trying to catch it right in there was, I believe that was number 6, who was Elizabeth Myers. Loose ball right now. Calgary have numbers. She gets through 3 or 4 tackles, kick back out. Nice little goaltending move there by McKittrick. Ball goes along the ground. Emily Reel going for it for the ladies in white, but it's handballed out. And once again, Calgary will take it. And going out now, that's Holly Carlson. Carlson gets it to the boot. And McKittrick takes the intercept mark. Or is that McKittrick? No, I'm sorry, McKittrick is 61. But player for the combined team was 62. Calgary once again kicks a centering ball. And, oh, she is caught high. Kind of, I guess not. Kicked ahead now, that's number 25, that's Sarah Witzke. Loose ball, and it's going to be run right through. Rushed behind. So now it's 11-15-81. As the single flag goes up once again from the goal umpire. And it's marked there. Emily Reel's got it now. She kicks it ahead. Looking for a target. Bounces off a couple of bodies, goes to ground. Still trying to move it out. Calgary moves it ahead once again. Centering kick attempt actually went off the hand of Emily Reel. She smothered that. And then she tries to kick it away. But it's intercept marked by Calgary, and they'll just play on. Centering ball attempt here. Ladies in white have numbers, though. Bunch of white jumpers in there. And now just she tries to run it through almost. And it'll be run through for a behind. Or will it? I don't see any flags, so I think we may have already hit full time before that ball went through. Indeed, we did. And that is the ball game. Although we really could have said that's the ball game a long time ago. Final score here from the field at Dublin, Ohio. The Calgary Kookaburras, 11 goals, 15 behinds, 81 points. And the combined team from the Minnesota Freeze, the Boston Lady Demons, and the Columbus Jackaroos, nothing. And that will do it for this episode of Stateside Footy Goes to the Nationals. The schedule's winding down, but we still have finals to go. And in our next episode, we'll take a look at the grand finals for all 5 divisions. We'll also bring you in its entirety the Division III final between the Sacramento Suns and a club regularly seen here on Stateside Footy, the Philadelphia Hawks. We'll also wrap up not only the Nationals, but the entire 2014 season of Stateside Footy. Our 2014 Year in Review compilation will close out this season for the show. Until then, don't forget that you can get your footy on anytime anytime, 24/7, 365 days a year. Just visit our online video sites. Of course, they can be located at vimeo.com/StatesideFootyTV, as well as blip.tv/StatesideFootyTV. And you can also punch up a search for Stateside Footy in YouTube, and you'll find a bunch of stuff from us there as well. You can also visit our website at www.StatesideFootyTV.com. You can like us on Facebook. The page name is Stateside Footy TV. And you can follow our Twitter account. We're at BillR_SS Footy. Till next time, on behalf of my camera person, Stacey Robert, I'm Bill Robert, inviting you to tune in for the next exciting edition of Stateside Footy.